is a popular thing with the poodle breed. This dog, you can see, has a wrinkly face and a smushed in nose, whereas these dogs' noses are further away from their face. This dog's nose is very flat to the face, large eyes, nice and groomed all by themselves by licking themselves. This cat, as you can see, cats are able to jump and leap. They can jump high onto things or over things. They can jump down off of things and not get hurt. So here is a cat chasing a butterfly and leaping in midair. So here we have a little bit of tabby coloring here. The stripes with the white and a long tail, which is common that cats would have a long tail, and that tail will help them with balance when they're jumping. And then we have an orange cat, orange and white. And most of the time when you see an orange cat, that would be a male cat. Not always, but very typically would be a male. You can see his tail back here, a little bit of white under his chin and his chest. And this would be a more short-haired cat. And if you've ever seen Morris, the cat that was on the 9 Lives commercials, this is the type of cat that he was, the orange and white. And then we have a very large, gray, smoky-colored cat here, taking a nap. His eyes are closed, he's relaxed, and he looks, his body is large on the large side. Shorter hair. Cats do spend a lot of time sleeping, so this would be a good pet to have if you're not home a lot. This animal would spend a lot of time sleeping probably while you were gone, and probably when you're home as well. Cats don't have to be let outside to use the bathroom like a dog does. They use a litter box inside the house, so it makes it easier to leave them home for periods of time by themselves, whereas a dog needs to be let outside, maybe taken for a walk, for exercise, that type of thing. Now let's see, the next page that you have are some smaller animals that people sometimes have as pets. And there's a few different types here. These would also be mammals. And these are animals that might possibly be kept in a cage or an aquarium type of situation, some sort of habitat, and more contained, whereas a dog or a cat would usually just move freely about your house without being caged. They might possibly sleep in bed with you. They would be taking naps on your couch. And these animals would probably be in their own habitat this little cotton ball tail. So a little bit different from the tails on the dogs and the cats. And these come in many different shapes and sizes, different colors, different fur. There's even a giant rabbit that can be about 25 pounds or so. Very large in comparison to these are smaller than these birds, but they all have very similar body shapes. 2 legs, a long tail feather, and then they have wings that span out, covered in feathers that helps them fly. So instead of walking or hopping like these animals, these can walk on 2 legs, or they can fly with their wings. They all have a beak that helps them eat, and it also helps them grab things. It can almost be used like a hand. They have feathers covering their body instead of fur. And they have feet with toes that can hold on to railings or places to perch. And here we have some different types of pets. We have a couple up here that are considered reptiles. They are in the reptile family. And this one is a turtle. And as you can see, he has this circular piece on his back. That's a hard shell. And his legs and his tail and his head can all get pulled inside the shell. And if he's laying there, he would almost look like just a rock laying there. So if he felt that he was in danger, he would hide inside of his shell and bring all of his body parts inside. And then if he wanted to move around, whether it was walking or swimming in the water, he would let his feet and his head out and be able to move around. And this is a bearded dragon. And this is also a reptile. Has a more similar body to some of the first ones that we saw, where there are 4 legs, a body, a tail, and a head. But he has a more scaly body. Instead of having fur or feathers. And then we have a pet in the fish family. This